What is up, everyone, and welcome to the Shirts versus Skin podcast. This is our first ever episode. It's
Yes,
a
sir.
podcast where we will be talking about everything in the sports industry, everything across all ranges. My name is Yoni. I'm here with my two friends. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves.
My name's Adriatic.
My name is Ahmed. Let's get to work.
All right,
Do it. First
S-
episode. Come on
first
now.
episode.
All
It's crazy. All
right,
right,
what are we starting with?
you guys want to start off? I figured we would talk first about uh the biggest news in the sporting world, in my opinion, at least. Liverpool winning their title for the first time in 30 years.
I really don't want to talk
I
about it,
think I
but
think I
we
think
have to.
before wait, hold up. Before we say anything, just first state that you guys are both Manchester United fans.
Massive United
Gladly,
fans.
gladly.
So
Okay.
Fine. Look at
Okay.
us.
this one's gonna hurt. This one's gonna hurt.
30 years, just just winning a Champions League, now following it up. I mean, can't hate on it.
No, you can hate on it because I think they built it the right way, like a football club should. Not like massive money investments like City or Chelsea. They've sold players, they sold Coutinho, and they bought the right players to fit the right system. So credit to them.
Yeah, definitely.
You got to have respect for them. Obviously not happy, but they did it the right way. They did what teams should have been doing from the start. United should have held out with a plan that Liverpool gave Klopp. They should have gave that to another manager. You can say the managers we had weren't right, but you know the way they did it, they brought Klopp in. They told him, "Here, you have time. Take your time. Make a team. Make us the best in the world." And that's what he did. He delivered. I'll give him respect for that.
You have to. It's like we can't be delusional fans and be like, oh, they won it because of luck. Oh, they won it because the
VAR,
league's rigged for them. VAR, this
25
that.
points up.
It,
Liverpool.
it, do I think they've gotten away with some stuff? Yeah. Do I think they've? I think the thing about the Premier League nowadays is that there's two clubs: there's Liverpool and City, and everybody else is just so far away from them that, of course, there's at one point 25-point lead to win the Premier League. Like that shouldn't happen. But they're a great side, champions of. They won Europe. They won the Premier League. So as a United fan, I hate it, but like you said, respect. And honestly, as a United fan, I think it's our fault. You know, the
How's
7 years
your
of ink. It is because that's our biggest rival. Ferguson, Sir Alex Ferguson retired 7 years ago. We had 7 years to make a team to stop them. Sir Alex Ferguson, since he's there, his main goal was to stop them, to knock them off the high horse.
He did it, and then we failed him.
That for 7 years. Bad signings, bad man. I think we should be blamed from them winning it. Simple.
It's a massive decline. I'd say the Premier League went from being one of the toughest leagues in the world to it's just I feel like the gap between teams has just been so huge. We saw City win by 19 points a few years back. We're seeing Liverpool win by 20 plus. It's things that you didn't see back then. When you had Arsenal, when you had Chelsea at the top, it was never happening. They were always competing against United. Even Liverpool a few years came up second. Now it's just shambolic. Chelsea, the massive decline. Arsenal, let's not get into Arsenal. United, massive decline. But I think we're getting back to a proper Premier League.
I mean, like, if you really look at it, like Tiku said, I mean, it's really just two teams, but everybody else, you know what they do? Like, they just beat up on each other,
I think so too.
and then like that's what happens. That's why like four teams have 12 losses or 10 losses.
Yeah.
It's two teams, then it's 8 or 9 teams basically on the same level. Maybe someday they look better, but it's really just and then obviously like the scrubs.
Yeah.
No racial
Wait,
law.
like we said it. He told us we're United fans. You're the Bayern fan. You're the guy
I'm
that's there
chilling.
to spread Bundesliga propaganda.
It's not really
It's
propaganda. It's fact.
propaganda.
it's
Isn't that right?
It's like this narrative that like these English fans, Farmers League.
oh my
Okay.
god.
Soccer is soccer, bro.
You cannot
Oh,
compare
oh,
Bundesliga to the
listen,
Premier League.
you can't.
In terms of what?
In terms of better
Competitiveness.
quality,
Being more popular?
competitiveness,
Okay, you
what
win.
popular
That's
competitiveness
it.
from the
That's
top
it.
to the bottom. Who just won the Champions League? An English team, and who were in the finals? Both Europa League and Champions League. All
English teams
English
all
teams.
around.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's 2 good
So
years of, and it's just Liverpool. It's
listen,
not
I
Tottenham.
respect the
We saw
Bundesliga,
we saw we saw this year.
but listen,
Bayern go in England. We smash teams and then we leave.
By the way, when you
listen.
smashed Tottenham, they were 14th in the Premier League. So
They were
it's
they
like
were
beating
sliding,
Bournemouth today 7-2.
and
I
then we
wouldn't get
sent
too
them
excited.
into just like a dark period. Still that they are in now. Arsenal.
Shambolic side.
They lost against Sheffield 3-1 today.
Shambolic side.
Oh god. Can't
Sheffield
even
United just scored 3 goals against them.
That's shambolic.
Let's relax.
It's inexcusable.
4-0 now. For sure.
It's sad, but
They just
honestly,
Mm-hmm.
City.
City just
Scored.
scored 4.
City 4-0. Oh my god.
Is it Mahrez?
See, this is a thing to
Bayern.
note though. You have to
Who?
understand who
I think it's an own goal.
on goal. See, this is a thing to note. You have City 4-0 against Liverpool. I don't know. It's not looking good for Liverpool. I'll tell you that.
I think
I
Liverpool,
think. Yeah.
they should be happy they won it this year. I think people, listen, are Liverpool the favorites next year? Yeah. Considering that Man City might be banned next year, they might lose players next year. They're definitely the favorites. But you got clubs like Chelsea with ambition going into the transfer market. You have United showing ambition going into the transfer market. Though Chelsea and United have a good team. And if they get the players that they want in the transfer, it's going to be really competitive. And if you look at the average age of the starting lineups, Chelsea United are the youngest
23
in the Premier
around
League.
there.
So is this the new era of the Premier League? We've seen Liverpool City battle it out. Is it now they're passing the torch to United and Chelsea? So who knows?
Well, I mean, Liverpool have
See.
a good mix of really good young players and then just really good experienced players. So that's why they're like 25.
But do they?
Yeah.
They have the perfect combination.
They do.
But do they?
They
What young
do.
players?
They have
What's the young
Frank.
players?
Their whole back line,
Gomez.
besides Van Dijk, is young. They got
We got Brewster. I mean, he don't really play, but just
Brewster
young
can
players.
flaunt his Champions League medal that he
Brewster
participated in. But
is doing whatever the hell he's doing in the championship when Greenwood's scoring what he's doing in the Premier League.
no,
So,
listen, it's not comparable. I think obviously Chelsea and United have stronger young sides,
yeah.
but Liverpool's there too. I'd say City, they got Foden, and then it's like nothing else there.
If you compare
No, they
I
have,
think-
they have some players.
young players,
Garcia.
for City, yeah,
Yeah.
City
They-
have a great academy. You
Yeah.
can just see all the young players that left the academy to show how good of an academy
Sancho.
they have. Sancho, guys like Brahim Diaz that went to Real Madrid. They have a great academy. Now, let's compare the young players from the top 6 sides. I think City have a better one than Liverpool. I think Chelsea have a better young core than them. I think United have a better core than them. And honestly, I think it's arguably Arsenal has a better young core than them.
Also have a good core.
Yeah. Arsenal's not
Martinelli,
bad.
The defense still.
Arsenal, I think
until that changes.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
Arsenal don't have that mix of experience to help their young players. They have good young talents, but they don't have that mix.
Listen, they have experience with David Luiz, but it's about the quality at the end of the day. They
That's
just don't have the quality. Besides Aubameyang and Leno.
Like I said,
Outside of that,
Ozil.
Lacazette, Ozil, really? Those guys on the bench. They're on the bench.
Yeah, but I mean,
They're not
if you
starting
want
in it.
the
you want to talk
experience is
about
still there. It's like
helping
Mata.
young players grow,
There. But
those should be the guys. Ozil.
Yeah, Ozil
the
should be a
quality
main
there?
man.
Eddie Nikita has more goals than Lacazette. And he's, how old is he? Very young.
19. What is he?
More goals than Lacazette. So,
Speaking of tight races, we also have the La Liga title race, which is actually pretty interesting this year. Real Madrid giving Barca some real competition. Unexpectedly, honestly, if I'm going to be honest, I did not expect Real Madrid to just kick right in there and start knocking down the door.
I mean, I don't know if I like didn't expect Real Madrid, but maybe like some other teams that haven't done as good. Atletico, they have been very poor.
but listen, I think you need to, I think Atleti was never going to be in a title race either way.
I thought they were this year.
They lost Griezmann.
They lost Griezmann, they lost Rodri, and also the biggest loss is Diego Godin. They lost a lot of players. I don't think they were going to be there.
But they look so good in the summer. Remember when they played
Felix.
when they played Real? What was that score?
Oh,
Yeah.
it was 4-0 in like the first 20 minutes, I believe, or
I
something
know,
like
it
that.
was scary.
All
Joe
right.
Felix looked good.
Listen, I've also seen Manchester United under Louis van Gaal in the preseason look like prime Barcelona. They
I
were
know,
gonna be good.
but they also started the season good too, and they haven't
know.
really lost as much. It's just like they just can't get the win. Like they.
Listen, there were some saying that Diego Simeone should get sacked. There
No,
was talk.
absolutely
There
not.
was.
I know, no,
I'm
no.
telling you right
They
now,
were, they were.
there was a point.
Yeah,
This is,
it was close too.
mind you, pre-Liverpool. There were people saying Diego Simeone should be sacked. I'm not lying to you. I've
He was
seen
supposed
it.
to go to Inter.
He was supposed, but
He
those
was supposed to
Inter's
go to Inter.
rumors have been going on for a while.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it was I
Inter
think
figured
like
it out.
2017, 2018. It wasn't
They
as
basically
high.
got a Conte type guy.
Exactly.
They played very similar style. But listen, La Liga, I think the biggest story coming out of that is Barcelona's incompetence.
I mean,
In
there's
terms
a
of
lot of stuff
tra-
we could talk about
back,
Barcelona. How about like I think it was like 2 days ago,
And-
Griezmann coming on in the 90th minute. This
They don't know.
guy you spent $100 million on.
Barca
Shambhala.
doesn't know what they're doing.
Come on, man. That's
Listen,
And Real Madrid's running
That's
away
real
with
weird.
it at this point. Barca have had bad results in their past 2 games, I believe.
yeah.
And
2 draws.
Real are kind of running away with it. The only issue is
Real have like an easier schedule.
Listen,
they do.
I'm sorry. Listen, I top of the league in La Liga. Real Madrid are not the Real Madrid that we think of. When in terms of the teams of Ronaldo,
No, I
Benzema,
know.
Bale, they're not.
No,
But it just shows you
but
how. Listen, the team has Lionel Messi. That there should make you the front runners to win the league at least.
yeah,
and
but
now
Real,
But you don't think Messi's part of the problem? Like Ahmed said,
no.
Griezmann not getting any game time, you don't think that has to do with Messi and Suarez connection?
For sure, easily. I'm sorry, Ahmed. That's 100% a problem. Because I watch sometimes when I watch Barcelona games, they literally don't pass him the ball.
You don't think
In
you don't
scoring
think like, they
opportunity.
should have like just a world class manager first of all to just start there at least, or just like just a better board
The board
to be
easily.
in this like just financial problem that like how it got all there.
No, yeah, of course there's a problem with the board. Like that's definitely the main issue. It's always got to stop. It always got to start from the top. Like, but listen, You can't
Go
tell
look at the
me
payroll.
Messi's influences. No, the payroll's horrendous.
It's
Just go look at the
ridiculous.
failures of signing that they had since Neymar left. The failure of signings, even though they've had good ones. But the problem is the big money signings is where Barcelona has the problems with. And listen, who's hiring the managers?
The board.
The board.
Yeah.
It all goes back to the board. That's
Yeah, it
100% true.
But
I think
going
there's
back to
politics
Messi,
in play within the team as well regarding Messi because you can look at the games. I remember there was this one game where they lost, and if you looked at the statistics, every player on the pitch had 60 touches or so. Griezmann had like 7. He had a fifth of what any other player on the team had. And it's crazy because this is a player who for years dominated in La Liga. We know what he's capable of. And Barca just refused to play with him. It blows my mind.
it really does. And this is not it's not really a manager problem because Griezmann was also struggling was also struggling with Valverde. So,
I'm comfortable.
like you said, go ahead, relax. But like I wanted to say is Griezmann's shown wherever he's went, he's a class player. From Real Sociedad for playing with France in the Euros to the World Cup to Atletico, he's a world class player. Now,
Yeah.
why is Suarez starting over him as a
Suarez is
striker?
world class.
Is he world class still?
No. Is he world class for 90 minutes? That's a better
Okay.
question.
That's a good question. See, that's a good question. That's a different story.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Wayne Rooney, those are players that are older now, and they still give you a moment of brilliance.
Yeah.
But that's what changes. It's about consistency. Suarez, I'm sorry,
Every
he's not
great
the same player. He shouldn't start on Barcelona. The quality of Barcelona, how they want to play, he shouldn't start. Griezmann's that quality, and he can give you that for 90 minutes. But why is Suarez starting? Is it because of the friendship with Messi?
Definitely.
Setien
been
said
there
it.
too.
He's like, why did he said it? They asked him, why does Suarez start? He's like, he doesn't want to destroy the harmony of the team. Make it what
There
you
you
want.
go.
Says that. So who knows? Listen,
Yeah, but
I'ma
it's
say
really
it.
close to. I think it's just Real's title to lose. If they somehow end up not winning the league, I think it's a big failure. So
I wouldn't say it's a
it's
big failure, but it's a failure. It's a
that,
failure.
it's a no.
You're right.
Real Madrid, if they don't win the league, is a failure. I'm sorry. That's the pedestal that a club should be at.
and they
That's
haven't even won it enough to begin with. So
That's
Yeah.
true.
start getting
Barcelona.
it back slowly.
But I think Real Madrid are gonna win it. Yeah, I think they're gonna win it.
They don't really have any more big games.
They don't,
So,
from what I know.
teams.
so now let's go over
Yeah.
to talking about Europe a little as a whole. In terms of predictions, I guess. What do you guys think about both Europa League and Champions League? Because Europa League has good teams in there. Champions League always has good teams. But what are your predictions going there?
Let's let Ahmed go first because his team's actually in the Champions League. So
First,
let him go first.
first, just list all the teams left. I think, or like all the big teams. I think
The team's left.
The
You got
teams
Bayern,
left in the Champions
you
League.
got PSG. I think Real and City still have a game left.
Real's getting knocked out. I'm sorry, guys. Listen, Real is in
Real's
good
facing
form.
City, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're down how many? 2 goals at home. They scored
You have
2-0
Atletico,
at home. So
who just beat the champs in on away, turf.
Barcelona's still
Opening
there.
Anfield.
Barcelona. Who they play in Barcelona? They have an easy
Napoli.
draw. Napoli.
They
No,
have,
it's not
they have
easy.
Napoli.
What's the score on the aggregate?
I think it was 1-1. But they have the
The
away
away
goal.
goal, yeah.
Yeah.
Lead too.
Also in it.
Okay.
Well,
PSG. PSG were
Yeah.
my picks to begin with,
Yeah.
but
Same.
now with the league out, they're gonna come back rusty. It's unavoidable. The rustiness is there. I mean, if you look at the first 2 weeks of Premier League matches, you saw the rustiness. So PSG, unless they could pull some crazy things off, we'll see. I don't know.
They're a really talented team. So they can definitely do it when you have a team that's fielding Mbappe, Neymar, and the signings that they made. Look at Idrissa Gueye. Idrissa Gueye is very underrated in Europe. Very underrated. Very good player. Yeah. So, but they were my favorites. I think the favorites are Bayern. I think the way they're playing now, the way
Ahmed got excited. Look at him. Look at him. He's
look
very
at him. I
excited.
know. Look at him.
Yeah,
listen,
come on.
I don't have my jersey.
I
I
don't
don't
wanna
have my
praise
jersey
them.
right now. You're lucky. I would have showed you the jersey.
I don't want to praise them. I really don't want to praise them because I don't want to get them happy. But listen, you got to give credit where credit's due. Bayern are a really good team. When
Man,
you look
Lewandowski's
at
a
it from
monster.
top to bottom. Who? Lewandowski?
Lewandowski's a
Win
different
Ballon
one.
d'Or. Should be Player of the Year. Ballon d'Or. Without a doubt.
I think At the moment, we have the best team. At the moment, the best player in the world. At the moment, it's what it is. The
Sonic?
only
In the form.
no, he's not gonna play for us this year anyway in the Champions
Oh,
League.
okay.
Yeah. See, now I forgot what I was gonna say. Fucking mother.
There.
No, yeah, oh yeah. The only thing that like scares me a little bit is that we're done playing after the 4th, July 4th.
Yeah.
There's no more games. We're gonna go back to the Champions League with maybe 1 month we're not playing.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know
the
why
only
they
thing
made the
that scares me.
Champions League so late. I don't understand that at all.
But listen, we don't know what goes the protocols, the sanctioning of where they play. We really don't know how, but at least we're gonna have some Champions League football. So I'm happy about that. But I think what's the latest league that goes?
Premier League.
How many games left? Was it like 6
Premier
games
League.
left?
Premier League has.
I think Bundesliga is done.
It's done. It's just no. The Bundesliga has 1 more week or something, I think. And then we have the German Cup final on the 4th.
I think Premier League and La
Yeah.
Liga are
That might be our
finished
last league.
around the
Yeah.
same time.
But I think later is going to be the Premier League. So,
Yeah, by 1
honestly,
week, I believe.
I think I'm sorry, but like it's like when you're playing with your friends, would you rather
It's when you have chemistry.
advantage? They're more ready, game time ready, playing. So I still think Bayern is going to win though. But like you're right, that's a real argument because just go look at Paris with the French league.
All
So
depends on the draw.
gotta
too.
play games.
Bayern
Yeah,
always get
of
fucked
course.
over.
But listen, at the end of it, always get fucked over. Listen, you lose, fair and square.
Yeah, okay, bro.
He's still haunted
Go
by
check-
the Ronaldo. By the
By
Ronaldo.
Go check the
Ronaldo, Real
history.
Madrid.
Oh man.
Whoever Bayern lose to, they always go up and
Is
end
that a
up winning.
good thing?
Yeah.
That's
I
not
mean,
a good thing.
yeah,
You
yo,
no,
beat a
'cause
man,
you should be
to
the
beat
why are
a
you
man,
excited
you gotta
about
beat the
that?
man.
Why are you excited?
Because
to
you're not.
Why are you
You can't,
excited?
Well, I mean, like
you're
that's
not
one
the
thing I
man
have
because
to-
you never won.
Well, I mean, like
Oh,
2013
Last time
happened.
Bayern won, United were Premier League
20,
champions. Please.
2014 smashed Barcelona 7-0. 2015, okay, Real Madrid beat us. 2016, we get Juve round of 16. We smash them. We lose to Atletico. They
Okay, listen.
they put
All this talk,
put
but you
12 in the
never
back, bro.
won the
What
Champions
do you want us
League.
to do?
You've
They put the coach in the
underachieved
back,
for
too.
years.
I want you to win.
Oh my God, you gotta win. United fans, we're United fans. We're not
Okay,
gonna, it's
but
like us going
you
around
guys-
celebrating
You
the
guys are
Europa
saying,
League.
"Oh, go win it!" Like it's easy. It's not.
It's
It's
not
not
easy.
easy
Saying it's
competition.
easy.
Making
No
a
one's saying it's
semifinal,
easy.
making a semifinal is praiseworthy. It's not like satisfactory, but it's
United made the
praiseworthy. And
quarterfinals
make it
last
every year.
Where did no, apologies. Where did Bayern make it last year? When did they get eliminated?
No, last year we lost to Liverpool. I think in the round of 16 or
We made it to the quarterfinals.
We
So,
did
so
Okay.
quarterfinals.
You
We made it
talk-
further than
PSG.
Bayern last year. That's crazy.
we got knocked down the same time as I believe Real Madrid.
Greatest comeback.
You
Well,
don't
not
see
the
us
greatest,
getting.
but one of-
Who'd you lose to?
we lost to Barca,
Barcelona. Yeah.
So
who
Smash.
looked like they were going to the finals after they beat us. By the way, we didn't lose to no
That's every
scrub.
year. Barcelona. They look like they're gonna go to.
And that was no, wait. Reminder, that was after one of the greatest comebacks in UCL history.
It
Two
really
away
was.
games down.
It-
It was.
it
We had
really-
an average age of 20 years old, I believe. It's never been done before.
The roster assembled was definitely assembled. I mean, was definitely impressive. Very young, but the fact that they scored so early. It was 2 minutes in. Buffon had a drop.
All right,
And-
yes.
and the
Luck
penalty-
played,
The penalty
luck played into it.
was
luck
lucky.
plays a
like,
part of everything.
Everything.
I know,
Well,
but
when we
that's
beat
the
you guys in '99, you think that wasn't lucky? That was
No,
lucky,
that-
but that was
that was
What
more
lucky?
impressive.
That was skill.
mental
Ole Gunnar
superiority.
Solskjaer. Come on,
Skill.
yeah.
And
Come
he's
on,
won it.
Ole.
Come on, '99.
Come on.
Luck
So-
is always there.
No,
It's
but-
part of the game, but you got to create the luck.
Robin
It's not like
Draymond.
luck just. If United didn't come out in that game saying we can win this, they're not getting that luck.
Like we
Simple.
weren't on your ass the whole extra time. Come on now. So, but listen, going back to the original topic, I think Bayern are gonna. I think they should be the favorites, and I think they should win. Like I
What do you
said,
guys think
overall quality of
final?
teams.
No.
Final.
Finals.
As a
Where's this
Ronaldo
year?
fan, I want to see. I'm not sure. But I would love to see Juve in the final, but I just don't see. I want Ronaldo.
I
to
wouldn't put Juve out of it. Juve's in spectacular form. Ronaldo Dybala have scored in every single
Dybala.
game since the restart.
Dybala,
Every
but
single game.
He is in form. He's scoring
Dybala's
bangers left
I
and right.
agree, but I think there's
Ronaldo's always
a
in form.
huge difference. There's a huge difference when you're playing in the Serie A compared to the Champions League.
Yeah, for Ronaldo, there's a huge difference. He's
Well,
better.
I mean, the Serie A has been tough this year. Very tough.
That's
Very close.
the only
We got
way.
a big game against Lazio coming up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, they're in form. Dybala's scoring like nothing. Ronaldo, their best players are getting it going. So listen, you don't know.
I think
If they
Chiellini might be healthy. for
I
credit
think
to
he's supposed to come back.
August. So
credit to De Ligt. De Ligt is coming back in form. Started off the season horribly. He looked like pretty shit, but he's been pretty good lately. And but I just don't see how Saudi can win a Champions League, and it's mostly Saudi and that midfield.
What about Europa League? What's your predictions for Europa League? Let's hear it. Let's hear from the United fan.
that I don't pay
United.
attention to that.
You don't pay attention.
Junior
You're gonna have to
varsity.
start paying attention. Cause if you think Bayern's gonna win, I have bad news for you. You guys are not winning the Super Cup if you come against United.
Come
No
meet us, bro.
way.
Come meet us.
No
Come see us.
way. Yo, Bruno's gonna drop a hat trick.
Sane and Kai will be on the starting 11.
Nah, but yeah, I mean, I definitely have United winning it. I mean, there's still a lot of great teams in the Europa League still. Let's not act like you got Wolves still. You got Bayern
Inter.
Leverkusen. You got Inter. You
Wow.
got
Wolves is such a scary
there's
side.
still teams there. So
I'm more worried about Wolves than anyone else. I'm not worried about
I
no
like the
Inter,
Wolves.
no Bayer Leverkusen. Wolves is the team.
You know
that
what to
scares
do,
me.
you know?
They do.
Wolves have our
Yeah, I mean, I think United and Inter should be 50-50 odds to win it. Personally, I'll probably lean into United just slightly. I don't know.
Good,
And
good.
then-
yes,
and then-
good answer. I love
And then
it.
Inter go win 6-0. You know, it's
They won 6-0
changes.
against Brescia, man. I mean,
let them play three at the back
play to
against
win the
United.
game.
We're gonna
play to win the game.
three at the- listen,
we're-
they're gonna play
Yes.
Ashley Young, Alexis Sanchez, and Lukaku, and they're gonna get thrashed. It's gonna happen.
I want to get one over Lukaku. Listen, I love Lukaku. Lukaku's
There's a
I
lot
like-
of players.
he's
Yeah,
my
Ashley Young.
yeah. There's a
Yes,
lot
yes.
of players. Conte too. I hate
Conte.
Conte. He's a piece of shit. I hate him so much. So I want to beat them bad. I love Lukaku going back to them, but the way
That
he
would be a
left,
good final. Oof.
It
the
would
way
be a
he
good
left
fun.
United, that'll be an amazing final. So, but hopefully, listen. At the end of the day, I don't care because Europa League is Europa League. I want trophies, regardless of what it is. We're in the competition. Let's go out and win it. But I want to win. I want to make Champions League. So
That's all. That's all that matters.
that's all. Yeah. Yeah.
So, moving on. What do you think? Let's talk about transfers because the transfer market's opening up in a few soon, really soon.
Yeah.
And let's hear rumors
July
and
15th.
anything you guys want to talk about regarding transfers. Let's hear about rumors first. Rumors. Any rumors that you guys
Rumors.
really
Listen,
like?
Top.
I'll start it off because this one gets me excited. Sancho to United, man.
Oh my God, I've
Come
never heard of this one.
on, man. Come on. Listen, you look at the counter attack for a third goal against who do we play? I'm crazy.
Brighton.
I'm like
Right.
Brighton.
Just 3 days.
Imagine Jadon Sancho there with
Oof.
Marcus Rashford, Anthony Martial, Pogba, and Bruno. Come on, there's
That's
nothing else to talk
scary.
about.
That is scary.
That's forget about being one of the best attacks in England. That's one of the best attacks in the world. Is it the best? Not yet. But
No,
listen, go look at the average age between that front three, and that's a deadly attack for the next 10 years if they stay at United.
that's massive. That's massive.
So I don't know what Ahmed thinks, but at least we'll take Sancho away from the Bundesliga
Yeah, you're
because
welcome.
he's probably the second best player in the Bundesliga behind Lewandowski.
You could probably make that argument. I mean,
Yeah,
I'll take Thomas Muller over him this year too.
Come on now. Okay, but listen, if you had to
Muller's been
start a
good.
team, no, the Muller's been absolutely class. Or he's
I would
back
take-
to what he was because he for years on the Ancelotti and even Niko Kovac, he hasn't looked the same. But he's been absolutely class this year. So, and I love Muller.
I love Muller.
What about you, Ahmed? Any rumor?
I mean, I don't want to jinx anything about Kai to Bayern. Obviously, we just got big boy Leroy.
I don't see
Gotta
that
make-
happening this year.
That's just big for
Kai to
German
Bayern?
football.
I don't
Yeah.
see
It
that.
can happen. They have to sell. Simple as that. Listen, for all the talk that how shrewd, how competent that board is with selling and buying players, they should be able to.
No, I mean, if we,
I think they can do it.
get rid of
I think they
Thiago,
are.
but
What were you saying, Ahmed?
I want to keep Thiago at all costs.
Well, you guys do have to shed like a player or two to add
They have
space, no?
I think
100
Boateng.
million is.
Boateng is one. And I think he kind of brought his value a little back up because I think last summer, everybody after not getting called up to Germany, playing poor for Bayern, his value was very low. So I think this year, he kind of showed that he still got some left. That's some money right there. I think Talicio, you got Thiago. I don't know. I mean, I just want to keep
Honestly,
Thiago. He's the
I
one
can
player
see-
that.
As much as people say Kai Havertz is like a cam, I can see him being like the Thomas Muller replacement. I think he can do similar to what Thomas Muller's done because
I don't think-
people say he's a cam, but he's also can play a second striker.
He played
know?
for striker. Ever
Center
since the
forward.
restart, he's
Center
been
forward.
playing center forward.
Center
So
forward,
he can
right
be
wing,
sort-
cam.
He can do that all.
He's
Do
a
it.
class player,
To
man.
me,
But it-
he's
good.
more,
His
he
work
can be the
rate
replacement
on
for-
defense. That's
Oh,
kind of what
no.
makes. That's kind of what makes Thomas Muller so good.
Yeah, for sure.
He plays offense. He puts the ball in the box, but he will track down and you know what I'm saying, he'll take that yellow card too.
I agree, but
for the
also
team.
when you got a back line of guys like, let's just say when Sula comes back, Alfonso Davies, Kimmich, you still have who's your other center back? I don't even like
We got the big boy right here.
A special guest
Mahrez just scored the fifth goal for Man City.
Oh yeah.
Mahrez scored
alongside
the goal.
the
Sorry,
special
that
guest.
got me. That's a special guest.
It's 5-zip.
5-0. Champions of
Wow. Bro,
champions
that's
of
so
Liga
savage by
Club.
Pep. That's so savage by
Oh,
Pep.
yeah, I like that because that's intention. That means next year they might
Yeah.
do it. But back to Bayern.
He'll come here.
Listen, David Alba, if he stays, that's another transfer that we don't know. But defensively, they're there to cover for Kai Havertz's lack of defensive work rate. So,
In terms of, I wanted to get to this rumor because I think this is essential when we're talking about a club that's fallen so far from grace. Partey to Arsenal is just a transfer that needs to happen. Needs to happen. Not even like maybe it'll help their team. It's just Arsenal's defense is the worst.
yeah.
It's so
Well,
bad.
I mean, is he worth the money though?
45 mil
No,
is such
no,
an easy
no, because
splash.
something came out that I think Atletico they raised his wages, and I think he's now got like a price tag of 100 million or something. They have to match the offer. Arsenal. Don't I mean for $100 million, he is not worth it. I'm
No,
sorry.
of course not. No.
Yeah. I
But
used to
Arsenal
be on
need to
the.
make.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, like, I used to be on the Thomas Partey bandwagon. You look at his performance against Liverpool. I think they ruled out Mahrez's goal.
Yeah.
But going back to it. But looking back at it, Partey, I don't know. I don't see it anymore because I don't think
Is
if
he
you look
really
at
the
stats,
player that's gonna change
that-
culture?
He is.
Is he? No, he's not. He's
Yes.
not.
Yes, he
He's
is.
not.
I
Because-
used to be on the bandwagon, but if you look at the stats,
A player like Conte.
his defensive stats are really not
Conte.
that good.
Conte.
Yeah, compared to Conte and let's just say other defensive mids, that's someone that's going to change it. Partey isn't, and he's not technically good with the ball. Plus, he's not really a CDM. He's not. He's more of a box to box. If you look at how he plays against Atletico, he's not a CDM. He plays in that 4-4.
He'll still improve their defensive stature because I don't know. I feel like Arsenal, in order to get back to where they once were, they need to start spending money and a lot of it. They're getting a center back. The center back they sent out on loan, right? They're getting him back next
Felipe,
year.
he's good.
So we'll see what he does. But they need to improve in every area. Their attack is okay.
Young, though, so
the attack is okay, but listen, Aubameyang, is he gonna stay? Is he gonna go?
I think he'll stay. I think he likes being at Arsenal. Win or lose.
That's crazy.
He scores goals.
Why?
I mean, unless like Real Madrid or Barcelona come calling for him.
If Barcelona, the way Barcelona are going with their transfer plans, they're signing everybody above 30. So be all 4. So
you're gonna sign yesterday back, well.
And listen, Partey is gonna leave a club that's Champions League every year, a club that he's well known. He's been there for a while, and like you said, the transfer fee is set, whatever, 50 million. But the wages are going to be huge.
Yeah,
because you're not going to convince somebody. You're not going to convince somebody to come to Arsenal just because they're Arsenal. Like that pull is done. Arsenal, a mid-table club at best.
Are there any rumors with them shedding Ozil? Because Ozil's massive wages.
I mean, I saw some MLS links.
MLS, not with his wages. He has to demand his wages down to leave. I don't see him leaving. There's no links. But, yeah, listen, you could talk about spending money. Arsenal spent money last year. Even though it was an installments and stuff like that. Dude, 80 million on Pepe when they know that when they know that midfield is shambolic. When they know that defense, they spent 80 million on Pepe and then brought in David Luiz on the loan. That just goes to show. Even though they got
keep Ceballos, they're gonna keep
They're
gonna keep him.
I think so.
and he's been shambles. It's been shit.
All right, against small
small teams.
Yeah.
He played good the other day.
What
Okay.
about done deals? Any done deals? I already know what Ahmed's gonna talk about. Sane to
Today,
Bayern. Of course, he's
Leroy
gonna talk
Sané
about
to
that.
Bayern Munich. The saga is officially over. Uh, it was probably the most Bayern thing ever that he got
Everybody
hurt.
knew that he was going to
playing.
Bayern.
I know, but it was the most Bayern thing ever when he got hurt in that what was that, like the Community Shield, I think, or the Cup or whatever they played against
When
Liverpool.
last year?
No, in the preseason this year when he got hurt.
Yeah,
With
Community
his
Shield.
ACL.
Is,
Yeah, that was the most Bayern thing ever. He gets hurt for the year.
Mm-hmm.
He still
hey,
ends
you
up.
guys
Yeah.
got him for 40,
Community
50
Shield.
mil? I wouldn't
Yeah.
complain.
I think it was
Like
44
Community Shield.
million, and then it was some add-ons. But I think the fee for him was 44 million. Which is ridiculous. I mean,
50
business-
million.
the business is second to none,
Still a
They're-
steal.
It is a steal. That's a massive steal.
and it's
That's
not
a-
just Sane. It's everybody they get
Yeah.
for the best price. I mean, the only signing right now you can look at and kind of question is probably Lucas Hernandez, but that's for now.
Lucas
He's an
Hernandez
injured.
was 80 million, and you're over here talking about good business.
That was
Good
and-
player, but like,
Well, I mean, if you want to talk about business,
from the
I think
so
I think spending wise, we're behind Aston Villa. We're behind Aston Villa, and we're still the best
that's a
team in
little
the world right
unfair
now.
of a comparison to make because teams that get promoted to the Premier League always get a lot of money. They get a war chest.
Okay, but we're not in the top 30. So you have Liverpool, you have City, you have Manchester United, you have Barcelona, you have Real Madrid. All those teams there, those are all there. But Bayern are, I think, just out of top 30.
No, still good business.
It's great
Pro-
business.
They're properly run.
They signed. I don't have like the exact stat or something, but they signed like 4 great players that we have right now on the roster for I think less than Coutinho, to like for when he went to Barcelona.
I tweeted it out, I think yesterday. They spent less than 60 million replacing Ribery and Robin with Sane and Gnabry. So credit to them.
The rebuild too only took maybe a year. Wasn't really a complete rebuild. We still did a double. And now the quest for a treble. Next year
double.
too, next year we also look strong. It's good, man.
Yeah, I think that's definitely, as of right now, I don't see a signing that's better in value than that.
And
Might-
for German football, that is huge.
Yeah, that's
That means so much.
yeah, a German player. Yeah, I think my one deal that I really wanted to bring up was Ziyech to Chelsea. I think that's a good signing, but now with Willian performing well, it's like, but it's a good
Isn't
sign.
his contract up anyway?
Yeah, he's leaving his contract
Leg's
out.
dead.
Willian's contract is out. He's not bad, yo. He's been playing good, but Ziyech to
Williams
Chelsea.
probably been one of their best players.
Ziyech to Chelsea improves that team, attacking wise, midfield wise, wherever they need him. Ziyech is a class player, straight
It's
up.
still suspect. No, he is a class player. If you look at what he did in the Champions League, especially last year for Ajax, he's done pretty good. He's done pretty good, but there's always that thought: can he transition into the Premier League? I think technically he can. It's more about the physicality. Is he able to handle it?
Lampard
So,
said
we'll
he
see.
was going to focus on physicality drills for Werner and Ziyech alone. So
Nah, Timo Werner is strong.
no, but you know,
He
like
can go down.
to get up to the pace of the Premier League and stuff like that, because it's a big jump. All players say it. Going into the Premier League, you're just running 24/7. So
I mean, what are the deals? There was the Pjanic and Arthur swap. That was
Yeah,
ridiculous.
that's what I wanted that to me. I chose that one because it's just like we were talking about before, the incompetence of the Barcelona board. Like, are you serious? Like, it makes. Listen, I'm not the biggest fan of Artur. Trust me, I think he's pretty overrated, especially amongst Barcelona fans. But at the end of the day, and I like Pjanic as well. I think he's a good player. It just makes no sense from the way Barcelona want to build their squad to think about post
No,
Messi
I mean,
to get rid of someone that's 23 for someone that's 30. It makes no sense, but not my
there's
club.
there's always some moves that like you try to look at, you trying to make some sense out of it. This one you can make sense out of it. It's that Barcelona are like, fuck, they need
Financial,
money.
especially.
They
The
need
funniest
money.
part is you talk about Barcelona's incompetence. Everyone realizes they have that incompetence, and then they
But
go
it's
and
been
bull
going on for
like
3 years
this.
too, like or more. I think ever since Neymar, I mean, it's only gotten worse. I think
Yeah. It
Messi deserves better too.
Messi does deserve better. He really does. He does because, but like I guess honestly, I'm just like a loss of words. I don't know what's going on there. They want to sack Setien. They don't want to sack Setien. They sack Valverde. At a club of Barcelona's size, to be sacking two managers in one season is embarrassing. Simple as that.
Yeah, very
Embarrassing.
embarrassing. I mean, and they're still, like they could win the league this year,
Exactly.
which is crazy.
They're gonna have
League is
their
the best
downfall.
And
league
they
in
could
the
win the
world.
Champions
Like,
League.
go
You never
look.
know. Which would be really crazy. I mean, not right now. I mean,
If they do,
right
credit
now,
to Messi.
right now,
There's
now
only
they look
one
like,
reason why.
If they do what
They
Win the
win the
Champions
Champions League or
this year,
yeah.
more like lose 3-0. They only have one leg though. They only have one leg for each game, so it works in their favor.
Messi's breathing a sigh of relief. One leg. Because he knows second leg, that guy goes missing.
Gone.
I'm just saying how it is.
Listen, that's the truth, bro. You can't even argue that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Messi fans can find a way to argue that.
Yeah, they'll try, but they won't
I
get
won't even
far.
argue. We just, I mean, that's a whole different discussion. We could be, we could talk about that for 2 hours. The Ronaldo versus Messi.
Oh,
Absolutely.
we'll definitely get into it one day. What about in terms of suggested transfers? I have a really interesting one. I think
Menu.
no, like not related to actually related to Manu, obviously. Jesse Lingard to Sheffield United, I think would be a good transfer. I think he improves the squad, even though today's performance kind of proves me wrong. But I think Sheffield is one of the best defensive sides. But when you add a player he's good offensively, Lingard, like he puts the pressure on and stuff like that, and he could be the main man in that team. He's definitely the biggest name at that club if he joins it, alongside Sandberg. So I think that's a transfer that should
Their
happen.
striker
If I was
too,
Sheffield, I would go for it.
Oliver McBurdy, whatever his name.
McBurney? Yeah.
He's pretty well known.
I know, Tiku, you think he should go to Atletico. You said it.
Jesse
Yeah,
Lingard?
I like him to go Atletico because what's his main attribute? Running all day, the energizer bunny. All he does, he'll fit perfect with Diego Simeone, in my opinion.
I don't really care less. I mean, I could care less about Jesse Lingard. He's.
I don't blame you.
He should probably go to China.
Join Fellaini.
Go to Inter with the rest of the United rejects.
Him and Fellaini have a
Stack up the
reunion in
paper.
China. That would be great.
Just
Bring back Fellaini. How about that? Do a swap deal. Bring Fellaini back. I have one rumor. I had one. I put it down, but I'm gonna change it. I was thinking about it like this morning because I'm a fan of AC Milan. I wouldn't say I'm like a diehard supporter of them, but looking at the history of the club, I love the club.
Yeah, of course.
You play with them in career mode.
With career mode, and I took to a quadruple, mind you. And
That makes
Messi
me a
can
Millwall fan.
whatever. Like I wanted to say, and I would love them to get a replacement to Zlatan. And I think the perfect replacement would be Luka Jovic. Luka Jovic
I mean, I don't know.
play with Ragnick, someone that has a system that's very similar to how we played in Eintracht Frankfurt, where he had that breakout season. He would be really good. So I want him to go to AC Milan, and for that league.
I don't think Real will let him move unless it's probably
Alone.
a loan move.
Yeah.
And
Listen,
then is
people wouldn't think Hakimi would have left. They didn't
That's
think
crazy.
Hakimi. Oh, Hakimi.
I'm
They
actually
thought
surprised no
Hakimi was
one's
going to
talking
be
about that.
back. I can understand it because Hakimi's. I'm sorry, he's pretty shit defensively. And how Zidane wants to play, that's why you see him dying. I think Zidane's gonna go to the grave with Carvajal holding up his casket or something because he's not gonna bench him for anybody. So he
Oh,
wants that
good.
defensive right back, and Hakimi's shit. One of the best. But the point I was trying to make is, listen, just because Real Madrid loans somebody doesn't mean he's gonna come back. If
oh yeah,
if they find that they can get a good offer. You don't know. Jovic might be an AC Milan player for years, but
did
just a
Andre
room.
Silva he moved to Frankfurt permanently?
I think they have a deal in place where he stays
Who?
there permanently. Andre Silva,
Striker.
Wow.
like the Portuguese who
He's not
flopped
bad.
at AC Milan, which is
He's
crazy.
not bad right now. He's got 12
Flops.
goals.
No, yeah. In the Bundesliga, he's playing really well for them. So I think Jovic and Rebic can make a good partnership
Mhm.
under Ralph Ragnick. So
They could probably sign Luka Modric too.
maybe
Rakitic.
Thiago Silva.
Thiago Silva's. I heard Arsenal wanted to get Thiago Silva.
I think
I
Thiago
was like,
Silva.
yes, perfect reunion. David Luiz and Thiago Silva back at it.
Yeah, that did wonders in France.
That would be
That's
hilarious.
I think he
That
wants
would
like a big club, Champions League aspirations.
stop.
I
The
don't.
wages that he wants, I doubt it. I think
He
I
was
think
linked to
he'd go to a
Everton.
club
Though.
like Everton.
Yeah, he was linked to Everton. For what?
All right. So let's talk a little about UFC. We had a potential fight of the year just this past week between Hooker and Poirier. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
I'm
Uh,
gonna go. Yeah,
I-
you can go.
okay. That fight was tremendous. I fucking loved it. Simple as that. A typical Dustin Poirier fight. In there, ready, hard motherfucker. He's there. I love Dustin Poirier. And if I'm a Khabib fan, I'm a huge Khabib fan. But if there's ever somebody that I want to win the title, it would be Dustin Poirier.
Former Connor
So,
fan turned Khabib fan.
Mhm.
Don't
who
forget
wasn't
that part.
who wasn't a Connor fan though?
No, it was impossible to not be a Conor fan.
Exactly.
It was just greatness,
That's
I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't even want to talk about Conor right now. This is not even about Conor. This is, bro, that fight was, I think, probably round 2. I was already saying, okay, this is probably the best fight of the year. And I know Wei Lee and Joanna was this
that
year.
was a massive fight.
And I know it was probably just 5 rounds nonstop, but this was like careless. I'm gonna hit you in the face, and I'm gonna hit you harder, and you're gonna go down. Wei Lee and Joanna, it was more, I'm gonna jab you,
Straight
and
brawl.
then, yeah, it wasn't a brawl like this one. Probably looking at the fight, I'm kind of disappointed in Hooker. I mean, he's still obviously, it's kind of like a coming out party for him. Not many people know. Now they know, but I kind of hope that he was more like technical, like, he was so good with those calf kicks in the first round. That's what I said he was gonna do, and he could have just kept doing that, keep the distance, jab him up. But I think once he got hit by Dustin and then he rocked him, he goes, all right, whatever. It's gonna be one of those fights. I don't mind that. That's probably fight of the year. Yeah, probably fight of the year for me. You got Burgos and Emmett. That was a good one too. But that's probably the fight of the year for me. Next fight for Dustin, I would probably go Tony Ferguson makes the most sense. Tony Ferguson.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
That would be a hell of a war. I felt like you said, I think the calf kicks, the body kicks. I mean, not the body kicks, the body punches. He was going to the body a lot. I think that was the perfect game plan to take down someone like Dustin Poirier, who has the
It was working.
experience of going. It was working,
First two
but I
rounds.
think after,
It was
yeah,
close, but first
exactly,
two rounds.
round two was the change where he gassed himself out, and Dustin Poirier, the experienced fighter that knows, listen, this is going to 5 rounds. There is going to be championship rounds in this fight. He knew not to go all out in that round, and that took away when you don't have the energy. The Hooker gave all his energy that round. He didn't have the energy to keep going to the body kicks. I mean the calf kicks, the body punches. But listen, that comes with experience. So, because listen, Dan Hooker, a great fighter, and like you said, it was a coming out party for him, for the people like the average MMA. He's gonna learn from this, and he's gonna become better from this. But it was just like I said, a classic Dustin Poirier performance. Just shows the championship mentality that he has, and Tony Ferguson, Dustin Poirier is gonna be a tremendous fight
Man, that
because
division is
some
stacked.
people
Yeah. So
stack.
You
okay.
could
So
put up.
for next, I think obviously probably makes most sense. It's definitely Tony Dustin. That makes more sense
Yeah.
for the yeah. Like if you're trying to move on with the whole division, that makes
The
the most
division,
sense.
yeah,
Personally,
I
I
agree.
would love to. I want to see Dustin versus Connor. I think he deserves the payday. He's been fighting for. I mean, like just in the UFC for I think 8 years now. He's been in a lot of wars. He can't really take that much damage anymore. Uh, he wants to help his foundation and stuff. This payday is exactly what he needs to finish his career. Uh, and if he beats Connor, it's probably the biggest win of his career too.
Easily, easily. But listen, Connor's a little scared, man. He doesn't want to fight anybody. There's a reason why he retired because there's no easy fights for him. Because he knows there's a bunch of
Killers,
killers,
savages.
You
killers
could
that
put up
You could
You could take the top 5 fighters in there, make any
top
matchup, and you have a
that
fight of the year candidate.
that top 10.
100%.
That
Top
top
10.
10.
Connor
It's
Connor wants
almost top
nothing.
15. There's maybe two or three guys that are not ready. You got like Dober. You got like Dariush, maybe Kevin Lee. I like Quinta, but everybody else from Oliveira, Diego Ferreira. These guys are on 7 fight win streaks, just under the radar. Nobody talks about these
Absolutely.
guys, bro. The
Yeah.
division is stacked. You got Islam Makhachev. Come on, man. The future. That division is the best division
Yeah,
in the whole sport by
yeah,
far.
easily. And it's not just that division. Listen, go up more. You got listen. Why doesn't he fight? He went up to fight Donald Cerrone. Why don't you fight guys like Kamar Usman,
why?
Masvidal?
Why is that fight with
Or
Masvidal not happening?
See, exactly. That's
You
That literally
can't. He
makes no
doesn't
sense
want
right
it.
now.
that's literally, I think, the most, like you said, that fight makes the most sense in the UFC right now. There's no other fight for me, obviously, besides like title fights that have been set up, like Gaethje versus Khabib, but a pure fight. I think Masvidal versus
No,
Conor
no.
needs to happen.
I think Kobe versus Jorge is probably a better fight for everybody.
But that's
I
not
mean
gonna happen.
that fight needs to happen. I
That's
mean,
not gonna happen.
if
Kobe
we're
and
talking about real fights, this
I
is
think it
like
happens.
two best friends.
they're still best friends. That's all show. You know they're good
Jorge,
at.
Jorge Connor, come on, let's go, Connor, Mr. Big Shot. That's gonna bring money. Why doesn't he take it? Regardless, Connor knows that whatever fight he fights in is gonna bring him money,
Yeah.
Yeah,
regardless. So why is he
he could
retiring?
fight any guy, and then
Because he
the
knows
game
this
will be.
guys. You got guys from Khabib to Gaethje to Ferguson to Dustin to Kamara to Masvidal. Like
Nate Diaz.
to even listen to even featherweight to Nate Diaz, Volkanovski. Come on, you were the king of that division. Why don't you go back
Volkanovski.
and
No,
go? You
Volkanovski. I mean, first, like, uh, that fight with Max has to happen. But if he does get out of that, Henry Cejudo, that is a
agree.
perfect fight. Ooh,
I really hope he didn't actually retire. I hope he comes back.
He's a troll.
He'll come back for that fight.
No,
a
but
troll.
here's the thing. Here's the thing, and this is
He'll come back
something
for
I
the third
wanted to
belt.
get to as well. Pay in the UFC has become such a big problem that so many fighters are just backing away, and I think it's a genuine problem.
Well,
Sure.
I mean,
You look at the pay cards that they're putting out. There's fighters making 12K off a fight. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of money for a one night thing, but then you take into account training camps. You take into account everything you got to do to get ready. The toll on your body, the medical bills. It's not enough pay.
Yeah, I agree. Because listen, I think the thing that really annoys me because the UFC fighters know the top guys, the guys that are getting mad, the John Joneses, the Jorge Masvidals, the Conor McGregors. Because they're a draw and they're the ones that are getting mad when the lower tier, the other fighters
okay,
that are there that put the training and then they fight
Before
and
you
they
say
put
that-
their lives on it.
before you say that, you
Go
gotta separate that. It's Conor McGregor
For sure.
and then John Jones.
No,
Khabib. I mean, Khabib
for sure.
Khabib is getting up there, but right now it's Conor McGregor. If we're talking money wise and pull in the UFC, it's Conor McGregor all the way up there, and then you start talking about
I agree.
John Jones, Masvidal, DC, all these guys.
I agree, but you think they don't pull in a good amount of money?
No.
They do.
No. It's
They-
it's a different type of thing.
But what do
Different
you?
type of thing.
Here's my question to you guys. What do you guys think the solution is? Because obviously the problem's there. The problem's been there, and people have talked about it
Solution?
for years.
I
What's the
have one solution right now. Get rid of Reebok. Let them
Reebok's
have
smart
sponsors.
in
Let
2020.
them have sponsors. If
Yeah,
they make money off the
that's-
sponsors and they have like 4 or 5 sponsors on them, they're not going to be complaining. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
Nobody was ever
Yeah.
complaining as much back then, or maybe I don't really know that much, but it wasn't that bad.
There were fighters getting a good, honestly, I don't think it. I'm not 100% sure, but I know someone like Brandon Schwab. He said he was making like 100K
Yeah.
a year from sponsors, and that's somebody that was okay.
Go look at all
Winner,
the fighters that left UFC.
I think another solution is more competition. Simple as that. Even though UFC
have
has
Bellator.
like a dominant, they have Bellator. Listen, go look at all the fighters that went over to Bellator.
Yeah, exactly. Rory McDonald.
So-
I don't know.
If they don't feel
Eddie
like they're
Alvarez.
making a good money, if they don't feel like they're making a good money in the UFC, go to another. Go to K1.
But that shouldn't
One
be the
championship.
case. That shouldn't be the
Shouldn't.
case, though.
It shouldn't be the case.
It should be the best
Shouldn't.
fighters in the
I agree.
world in one promotion, fighting to see who the best in the world is at that division.
Absolutely.
I
The
agree.
And
UFC
then-
needs to do something. You can't let someone like Henry Cejudo slip through your hands. That guy's massive. And then you have Masvidal, who almost
Yeah,
retired.
but he's massive in terms of like pure talent, pure skill. Like real
The
fans
pull is
know.
there
Okay,
too.
no, it's really
It's not. It's not
really
out.
I mean,
there, but
if
it's there.
you really look at it, this guy is a 2-division champ, right? He's he's got that gold medal.
Yeah,
He-
triple
he-
C.
and bro, he couldn't even get on the main event of Tony versus Justin, and that was an interim belt, bro.
He's still
That's a
a
fair
These are-
point.
These are the things I'm talking about. It don't even matter about like the heavier class and stuff.
I think
His big,
okay.
That's
his
a
big
fair
fight
point.
with TJ, for the for him to defend his belt, like that super
Snake?
fight. That was free on ESPN.
Yeah, but listen, okay, it was free on ESPN, but that was the first
I know,
ESPN card.
but
Like that was the first UFC
but-
event on ESPN.
But do you think
That's a big deal.
I know
That's a big
it
deal
is,
for
It
all.
is, but I mean, if he's that big of a draw, he has to be on a pay-per-view.
Okay, that's fair. I just don't think you need to be
Yeah,
a
I
draw
agree.
to be getting paid. The most successful fighters in the UFC this past year, in my opinion, were Masvidal and Henry Cejudo. In terms of bringing their name out there,
Israel
They're the most
Adesanya.
successful. Adesanya's up there too. But
As well,
these
yeah.
three, all three except
I
maybe
did
Now that's top
Masvidal,
two's good.
are not crazy draws like McGregor, like John Jones, like
I
Khabib.
think,
But
I think
they
Izzy has
shouldn't
the
have
most
to be.
potential.
They shouldn't
to
have to be entertaining in order to get draws, in order to get paid. That payday should be there for talent and the draw, obviously, but talent
But it's
matters.
never been like that. It's never been like
But it
that
should be.
since
The problem is it should
since
be.
back then. Yeah, but this is the real world. Since back then, bro, Tito Ortiz, he wasn't the best fighter, but he talked the most smack.
Okay, but listen, I think you're discrediting Cejudo like a lot, to be honest. Because
In
listen,
terms of what?
you look at him and you see the stuff he says and the way he acts. He's becoming that guy. He's becoming that cringe guy.
He
He's
told
getting big on
Amanda
social media
Nunes
because
to
he's
run it.
like that
I
guy
know,
that.
I know,
He
but
wanted to
Yeah,
run it with Amanda
yeah,
Nunes.
yeah.
but
There's a lot of
all like
he's doing something similar to like that Floyd Mayweather thing, where people watch him to see him lose.
okay,
Not to like the, of course, not to the level of Floyd Mayweather because Floyd Mayweather is one of the best of all time, and like it's a whole different sport. But yeah, people like the regular fans are gonna watch and see this guy Henry Cejudo like, dude, this guy is such a weirdo, cringe. I want to see this guy get fucked up. So
I mean, I'm not really thinking of it as a fan. Like, it doesn't really matter about the views he
I
gets or
agree.
the clicks. It's about what Dana White thinks, and it's about the pay-per-view buys. If he sees that you, as you said, move the needle, then you get paid. But if you're just a guy that's really good, that's one of the best of all time, if not the best of all time, I'm not saying Henry Cejudo is,
I
but
think
but the problem,
like
I agree. But the problem
you got to
is
move the
that
needle.
it's gonna be like challenging. Like who's there? I mean, there's a couple guys. You look at like Cody Garbrandt. Like, look at his performance that he is. He might be
No,
the next
that bantamweight
Marlon
is
Morales,
stacked.
Aljamain Sterling, Peter Yan. Like, it's kind of weird that Henry Cejudo's leaving now when that division's like there's
Oh yeah.
people coming up.
No. I
Like,
mean, he retired and then he started talking about like the 145 division. he never talked about the 125, the 135. He kind of
it's
talked
kind of
about like
weird.
like Sean O'Malley. I mean, I don't think he's scared of anybody there.
No,
no,
I
I
just
don't
think
think
definitely
he's scared.
not.
I don't think.
I just
Henry's
think
Nah, he's
I just think
okay.
I just think he's chasing history that their belt
I respect it.
nobody can talk anymore. That's like
Yeah,
case closed at their belt.
I
And that fight
like you
with
said.
Alex, that could be the fight.
Yeah, a Volkanovski fight
And
would
you
be.
put
Oh
that in
man.
Australia or something.
oof,
Oh
My
that
God,
would be sick.
that
I
fight
hope
would be
we need
nasty, bro.
fans, man. I know, but we
Oh no,
need
of
fans.
course, of course.
Man.
If it's in Australia, it has to be the fans. You got to put like that the soccer field or something.
I want to go back
100,000.
to an earlier point you made, Ahmed, about bringing back the old UFC. I think it's a little different nowadays because you have more fans who understand MMA. Even the casuals, they understand what they're watching. They understand that, like, look at Khabib. Khabib's a pull, even though he's boring
No,
to
Khabib.
watch. It's a fact. He's
He's
boring
a
to watch, but the technicality is there, and people.
shit. Every fight, I'm like nervous as hell, bro. I don't know why, but every Khabib fight.
Nah, that's your
No,
favorite
but like,
fighter.
I
I'm
think
nervous.
Oof.
talent is more appreciated now than back then.
I agree with you, and I need to like the old UFC. The old UFC. Listen, as the sport itself, as MMA is growing, because if you really think about it, MMA is not it's not been out for a long time. Just go look. UFC came
Oh no,
out
no, it's
early
this is a baby.
late '90s, exactly. So
UFC's
it's
got like 18
evolving.
years. 20.
There's more fans. They're more mainstream. It's getting more mainstream pull. And like you said, there's more people that's going to enjoy the technical skill. And the fighters themselves are getting technically better, technique wise,
Oh
with
yeah.
striking, with grappling, with wrestling. So, yeah, people are going to start to enjoy that. That's why you see more guys. That's why Khabib is probably one of the biggest pulls in the UFC as well. And he said he's boring, but it takes a level of skill that is so much different that some other fighters don't have that Khabib does, and it brings people in.
And I don't think it's boring.
No, absolutely not. To me, it's not. There's a lot
Because
of people that
I
say
mean,
they want to see
but
striking.
nobody does what Khabib does. That is a different
that's
level.
He's unstoppable.
I love it. I love it. If you want to see striking only, this is MMA, mixed martial arts. If you want to see striking only,
Yeah, go watch boxing.
go watch boxing. Like I hate that. They like I hate that, and it's the joy of the Connor fanboys.
Of
Because
course,
Connor's
yeah.
watch when
Wrestling
Connor
is part. It's literally part of the game.
exactly.
If not the most important.
It's like
part of
hating
the game.
on
It's the most important part of the
Harden
game.
to a point. Like
It's
No,
ridiculous.
it's
I don't know.
people, but like I said, we're getting to the point where that's valued more. Like, look at how much hate Connor has now. I'd say Connor is almost more hated than he is
Sure.
liked because he's become just that
I
spectacle.
mean, bro, I'm a big Khabib fan, but I don't really have no problems against Conor. Just
No, but like, it's
I mean,
not
I
necessarily
saw
a problem.
I saw something that he said about Khabib, about his dad the other day.
yeah,
You saw that?
no
What do you say?
respect about he said I hope that Khabib's dad gets better
No, no,
and
no, no,
recover.
no.
Oh,
No, that was like 2 months ago.
okay.
I think Ellie, somebody posted a post, whatever, and then Connor posted. I mean, like he commented on Instagram. He goes, the only reason why like his father is sick, like quotes sick, is because he's gonna pull out of fights anyway. So
Oh
he's
yeah,
lying. He's lying about his dad being like sick or something. It was something like that.
what an asshole.
Like
How do you
as
say
soon
that?
as soon as you bring Khabib, like he just gets so dark. It's like the same thing with DC and John Jones. Like
Yeah,
DC is the nicest guy of all time. You bring up John Jones, he's not the same guy anymore.
it's because
It's real
I think
shit.
it's because Connor can't get into his. I think Connor can't get it in his head like he
No, I
did
mean,
guys like Eddie Alvarez and
and I
Dustin
think,
Poirier back
and I
then,
think he knows.
and Jose Aldo. He can't get into Khabib's head, so he needs to go to that level of disrespect. It didn't work because Khabib. I said it. I knew it. Connor's main thing outside of his striking, of course, is his trash talking and
He wins the fight
to
before he even
get
fights.
into someone's head. Exactly. So when you
He
seen
beat,
him fight guys
that's how he
like
beat
Nate
Dustin
Diaz,
Poirier.
I'm sorry, you can't get it. Exactly. Dustin Poirier was done. Eddie
Yeah,
Alvarez was done before. When he fought someone like Nate Diaz, who,
Jose
dude,
Aldo.
I'm sorry to say it, I love Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz I love him a lot. He's too stupid to like think of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
No, because
So you
bro, he
can't
doesn't
really
care.
get into it.
He don't
He
care.
doesn't care. Exactly. I apologize for saying
Fuck
stupid.
you.
He
But
called him
he
stupid.
just doesn't care. Okay,
Nah,
Nate
he's so
Diaz,
funny, Nate.
listen. If this one time becomes viral, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, apologize before you get stalked and slapped
Yeah,
to the screen.
I'm good. Trust me, I'm good. I love you. Whatever. You couldn't get into it. That's why Nate Diaz had so much success. Not in just one fight where he won, and the second fight where it went to the like split decision. Like it was a close fight. Same thing with Khabib.
Go look at all
You
his
could
fights.
not get into Khabib's.
When he went to 15 minutes with Max Holloway. Max Holloway, it's real recognized real. Like you're not gonna
Exactly.
get in his head. It's
Yeah.
this is basically skill.
Yeah, exactly. And credit to Connor. Connor fought that fight with a torn
Yeah.
ACL.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that just showed the
Definitely.
level of what Conor McGregor was back then.
Yeah.
That was a
Like,
hungry guy. He didn't give a shit about anything, even though he did talk his trash because that's Conor McGregor. He does that. That was him doing his thing. He was hungry. He wanted to win, and he didn't give a fuck. I guarantee if he tears his ACL in a fight nowadays, the dude's up.
Yeah.
So
No,
yeah, I
but
mean it's
that's so disappointing, man. Because I think what I saw against Cerrone was the old Connor coming back, like the one that wants to win, the one that wants to fight because he loves fighting, and then it's like it just goes all down the drain. He just goes right back to, and it just tilts me out because, bro, he's so talented. He's one of the best strikers ever.
he's the best
easily.
striker in the MMA.
I
Best
don't think so.
striker.
I don't think so.
Like
But
today.
I
Today.
think he's the best
no,
striker.
He's
there's a couple
agree
guys
to
I'll
disagree.
take. You got Izzy. You got Wonder Boy.
Is he out there?
Just off the top of my head, I can't really think of it.
Whatever.
But
My boy
okay.
Mike the Count Bisping is up there.
Bro, he's fucking. He got one eye and he's retired.
Yo, but he did good with one eye. He won a title with one
He's
eye.
a
So
legend. He
he
could.
needs respect.
Nah, he's a legend.
He's a
You can't
legend. I
discredit him.
love Mike Bisping.
Absolutely.
But yeah, going back to Connor, the problem with me, like you said, I was a Connor fan. Yeah, I was a Connor fan. So was everybody. But the problem with Connor back then is not the same fighter that he is now. I'm sorry, dude. He never defended his featherweight or his lightweight.
Preach.
So you're not a champion. You're not a champion. I'm sorry. Champion defends his belt. Okay? Next, you fight Khabib. He talks all that shit to Khabib. Khabib washes him, beats
Knocked
him,
him
makes him a
down.
little bitch. Knocked him down, striking.
And mauled him.
Striking. He knocked him down. Okay? So, dude, you have no right to, after you got your ass beat, to talk shit to the dude. You don't have no right, dude. Shut up.
It's
Come
just
on,
business.
son.
It's
Now, listen.
Do you believe
Like you
when he
said-
says that? I mean, he didn't take it serious.
no.
You know,
No,
like
That's
he showed up to camp.
That's bullshit. Because, listen, that's an excuse, dude. It's an excuse. And at the end of the day, he knew what I think. I knew Conor didn't give a shit about fighting Khabib, like in terms of like actually thinking he was gonna win. He was just talking shit because that's like his persona. That's what he
I
does.
don't know,
So
like
that
in the press
he-
conference.
exactly when he was in a press conference promoting his fucking whiskey more than he did
yeah.
in the fucking fight and shit. I knew.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
to my friends,
I
I'm like,
think-
yeah, this guy. He knew he was gonna get washed. And
I
kind of
think also he was gone from the game a little too long, and I think he was kind of being a casual, and he didn't understand who Khabib is, bro.
yeah, sure.
Connor's
He thought-
smart, but I think it's more of he didn't care. Like he wasn't worried about fighting as much as he was worried about making money.
And
Okay.
also, I think after the first round, he goes, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, he's like, yeah,
He goes, "Okay, maybe I'll keep it up for a little bit."
they're
but
retiring
I ain't
now,
winning
like we
nothing.
said before. The dude, he knows exactly. There's not another Donald Cerrone there for him
That's
to.
what Khabib does to. I mean, like he literally said it. He goes, of course, every fighter, they walk into a fight, even against Khabib, they're like, okay, I'm gonna beat this guy. He said, I see that in their eyes. After the first round, it's over. That's it.
Exactly. To me, Khabib, why I love Khabib so much is that every fighter knows what he's gonna do, and they
Yeah.
cannot stop.
That's
Stop
when you know
it.
you're dominant. That's when you know.
Stop. That's why he's one of the best of all time.
He's like Shaquille O'Neal on the Lakers.
Honestly.
Let's talk about the NBA a little. Let's go to the NBA. What are you guys thinking of the NBA restart, the new schedule release? You guys want to talk? What do you guys want to?
We could talk
First of
about
all, I mean, just to have basketball back, thank God, bro. Just to have basketball. I just want to see Zion. I just want to see LeBron.
Well, we don't
I
know
wanna
if
see.
it's
I want
back
to see these
yet.
guys, man. What?
there's
No,
a
it's
lot.
confirmed.
back.
It's confirmed.
Yeah, but
I know,
Oh,
but there's also a whole month, man. You don't know what can happen. Listen,
Do you really think that they will
I think-
cancel everything?
no.
Stop.
I don't. They're not.
Bro,
Bro,
if
see it
LeBron
happen.
says we're
I know
playing
they're not-
basketball, we're playing basketball.
The wise words of Patrick Beverly.
Facts.
nah, yeah, but listen. At the end of the day, I don't know why you're happy the Knicks are not in it.
I don't.
Don't know what you're happy
Why
for.
Why do they
I'm,
pick the
thank
Knicks?
God I don't have to watch that garbage, bro.
I don't blame you.
Crazy.
I'm glad I
No,
don't have
I'm-
to hear about them.
I mean,
You know what it is. I'm always going at it at the Knicks because I'm a Heat fan. I live in New York. I'm surrounded by Knicks fans who think they're better than what they are.
I mean,
And
let's give some
No,
context, bro.
they know
Nobody
the Knicks
thinks
should
that.
know their
he
place.
was the
Yeah.
most quiet. He was the most quiet Miami Heat fan you will ever meet in your life until
Who?
one day in 2010, some guy LeBron James goes, "Oh, you know what, bro? I'm gonna take my talents to South Beach."
But let me
This
tell you
guy's coming out with brand new jerseys, bro, that we never seen before.
Yeah, I love the banter because it's just false. This is a false
No, I
narrative.
know.
This is false.
This is false.
He-
This is not.
He was
I'm
a
not
Miami
that
fan
person.
definitely
I'm pretty
before.
sure I remember him playing basketball with
County.
the LeBron James Cavaliers jersey, but I mean,
Okay, hold up, time out. I can tell you something right now. I've said it and I'll say it again. I was a LeBron James fan first, then I was a Dwayne Wade fan. LeBron got me into basketball, and I'll say it. Yeah, LeBron got me into basketball, but then I found out, oh wow, there's a guy that plays in Miami. I like him. He's a pretty good guy. And
Was it Kobe for you?
it wasn't Kobe. It was LeBron. Honestly,
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. Most people.
LeBron was my guy until he left. And I'm not even a hater. People say I hate LeBron. I don't hate LeBron. I have valid criticisms of LeBron.
Valid.
Yeah,
criticism.
it's
valid.
bro. I mean, if we're talking about comparing him to a ghost, the standards are gonna be so high. Like it's just
Exactly.
like sorry, not sorry, but it's just the
Yeah,
standards.
exactly.
It's what it is.
And I'm sorry,
You
dude.
got-
Never in my life would I leave Miami for Cleveland. Let alone basketball reasons. Imagine leaving
but he
Miami
has
for
he
Yeah,
has
Cleveland.
there's so many reasons why not to leave Miami for Cleveland.
Exactly. But going back to the NBA reasons,
Cleveland.
I'm on the fence on that because, of course, I want basketball back. I think football and I think the UFC have shown that you can do it. You can do it if you do it the right way with the bubble and this testing, this, that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also a different sport.
the NBA testing results have been pretty shit.
Yeah,
If
I
you
know.
look at
They
the
get-
Premier League,
they-
they got like 1 in 1,000. The NBA
Yeah, I
had
know.
25 out of 500 today or something like that.
But the
I mean-
problem about that is because it's in America. You're in the United States, and most cases are in the United States. So, of course, there's going to be
But-
at least more, but it's more about the spreading. You go look at the Nets and you go look at the Denver Nuggets. It spreads so quickly amongst the thing. Imagine just one outbreak in that bubble that they say they want to have.
Oh,
Imagine it happens in there.
it'd be
Now, what are
bad.
you going to do? Let's just say somebody's parents die because of some shit like that. You don't know. But I want sports back, but I want it to be safe. And I want those players. And if the players don't feel like they're safe, they don't need a code. Simple as that. So they should make it safe. Simple.
But I mean, I don't want teams that are 60%. I want if you're gonna bring it back, make sure that all the key players.
This
There's
gonna be
you're missing Dwight Howard on the Lakers. I like Dwight Howard. He's a good role player for them. He's not gonna be that big change from a championship to or not winning one.
you don't know. You don't know, man.
No, yeah, I mean,
You really don't know.
Dwight Howard might
With
be,
the
like,
players that are
a bad
leaving,
example.
let's just say the players. No, but even the smallest guy, like a guy like Avery Bradley, that's not going to join the Lakers. With what's going on, we don't know from July. What's today? July 2nd to the July 30th. Who's gonna opt out? Who's gonna
I
opt in?
know,
So that
but
talent can change everything.
So
Regardless of what people think, this year's championship is going to be an asterisk on it.
100%.
Regardless,
but for
what
a bad
people think.
reason, like they're gonna look back at
there's
it.
nothing
and
you
they're gonna
can
be like, oh,
do.
this
I
championship
think
didn't
it's
count or something.
Oh,
it's not
no,
really.
I'm
a,
not
like
saying
that?
it's count because champions count regardless.
Yeah, I know,
So,
but
I
it's
know
gonna
the
be one of those
East.
championships. Like
The East is pretty much set. I don't think a lot of players opted out. At least in the Big Four, the Bucks, Celtics, 76ers, Heat. No players really opted out from there. It's just
Yeah.
really the
the
West.
Raptors too. The
bad.
Raptors.
Raptors had.
Raptors
there's-
as well.
yeah. It's just you have the Lakers who have pretty much 2 players gone. So I mean, we'll see. Like you said, up until it starts, it could be a lot more opts out. A lot more.
Yeah. So we really don't know. Really don't know. But I'm all for it if it's safe and they know it's safe and it's gonna work. Simple as that. I'm just saying there's cases that they've shown that dude, this can turn bad.
It could get really
It
ugly.
could turn bad. And listen, I'm good. I
Okay.
like this because I think this gives a chance. This gives a better chance for some random team to win a championship. You really don't know.
My
Let's just say
Spurs
my
are gonna
team.
get in there. Well, Greg
Yeah,
Popovich
whatever.
masterclass.
First
Forget
of all,
about
they're
the
not even gonna
Spurs.
make the
My
playoffs.
Heat. In my Heat, all 15 players are going
The Heat.
and they're healthy and they're ready. So I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, as a sleeper, okay, but just like
Sure.
focus on the positive. If they do come back, what do you guys think?
I think the Clippers are obvious
Favorites.
favorites.
Clippers.
Obvious.
It's either one of the LA teams. I'm gonna go with the Clippers. I feel like they're better suited for the playoffs, but this playoffs this year is not like a typical
No,
playoff.
aren't they doing a regular format?
No, I understand it, but I'm just saying, like with everything that's going on with it, you don't know. I really don't know. I think it's gonna be either one of the LA teams. I don't think the East have. I think the best team in the East are the Bucks, but I don't think they have enough to compete with
How about
KD,
Celtics?
with AD. Celtics. I think Celtics have a great team, but it depends on the matchup. Like, I'm a Heat fan. And I'll say this straight up. I think the biggest team that I'm scared of in the playoffs is the Celtics
Yeah, because they
because
match
I
up
think
good
they
with
match up.
everybody.
I don't think they match up well against the Bucks. I think the
No, I
Bucks would
think
beat
they
them.
do. I think in a 7-game series, it's close, but I think they beat them.
What's going on here? A New York fan defending the Celtics?
I don't believe it. It's very weird from him. I don't know what's going on here, but no. But I think. But listen, they're still looking.
my boy Tatum is.
The East is going to be a.
Kemba is New York.
Oh yeah, we're going to see it, and it's going to be a great playoffs.
And the
Even
Raptors, Raptors, Marcus all coming back. I think
Marcus Gasol fit, man.
Van Fleet is going to be fully healthy. Norman Powell fully healthy. Ibaka fully healthy. I mean, you're talking about a team. I mean, just missing obviously, like just Kawhi, but still like solid coach. They play good. I'm telling you, the Raptors. If you want to pick a sleeper,
Raptors are a sleeper for sure.
I think the Mavericks are a sleeper too. I don't know about you guys, but Mavericks look solid. I mean, come on,
They look
KP,
solid, bro.
you got.
It's Luka's first year in the playoffs. We got to see what he does.
Yeah, it's a process, but even they just like don't have enough like right now at the moment.
It's going to be between the two.
Team. They're doing like a very good job, like a perfect team that filled like
LeBron better hope he wins it this year. This is his best chance.
Personally, I think any team that has Kawhi is gonna win it. I think Kawhi is the guy now.
Yeah, Kawhi. Listen, the Spurs made him, so I'm not gonna argue with that.
It's kind of crazy though. Like 2 guys, same.
Listen, Greg Popovich.
Same building.
Yeah, Kawhi's. Hey, but honestly, you never know. You got to also keep in mind the fatigue. The players, they haven't been working out. Let's be honest here.
Half of them, come on.
Half of them have
LeBron's been working.
You don't know.
LeBron's always working, but half of them, I feel like they're going to get fatigued out. You think Joel Embiid is spending every day in the gym, bro? Doubt it.
I think so.
Unless he's hungry.
I mean, I don't know. Like, maybe I expect too much.
Listen,
these are NBA players, man.
This is it's the perfect place, Orlando, for LeBron James, because Miami's right there, and he can go get his HGH cycle. Just a drive down, I'm not trying to insinuate anything, but whatever. So, of course, LeBron wants the NBA to start. Yeah, it's gonna be. I just hope everybody's safe. Hope you don't put people's lives in danger, because I want sports. I want every sports to be back. I want baseball, football, soccer, everything.
Gives us more content to talk about. Yeah, nah. Safety's very key.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, charge my phone.
Safety's very key. Where's Tico? So you guys wanna call it for the day?
For sure.
All right. An hour and a half. Thanks everyone for watching.
Thanks, guys. First episode
complete.